into the My Positive Perspective Internet Show today. We feature individuals and groups who share the common goal of improving the local Charleston community. Today's episode is brought to you by the South Carolina Brain Injury Association, bringing brain injury victims with their families every day. My guest on today's episode is Brian T. Shirley. So how you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great.
Doing good. Good, man. Good. And in today's topic for our episode, we wanted to discuss kind of the role of television and how that is changing careers, changing lives, and you have your little kind of story with the television and how that's going. So maybe you can share that with people.
Well, promotions is the big thing, when you're doing any kind of business, and with comedians, you have to have certain credits and stuff to move your career forward. Mm-hmm. And after doing comedy for 20 years, I have some pretty good credits. I mean, I've been to Japan and did the thing for the Marines there.
Yeah, for the troops.
Yeah,
sure.
The troops. I've been to Atlantis Resort over in the Bahamas twice. I've worked outside the country. A total of a couple of months at least. And
sure. I mean, you go to Florida a good bit.
Well, I'm all over the United States.
Yeah.
I just did a tour from the top to the bottom of the United States last month. And,
wow.
Literally went from Lake Michigan to the Gulf of Mexico. So
yeah, that's
in
pretty.
8 days, did 5 shows. But these things, they're great, and they help you your act and everything. And I tried to put it out there as a promotional piece for everything. But TV, I was just told by one club that I've headlined many times. Well, we want to have you back, but you don't have any big TV or movie credits. And to me, that's to be honest with you, I don't think it makes a person any funnier if they have a TV or movie credit. And the problem with that is that's how clubs get people in to their room.
Right.
They say, okay, he's been on this TV show or that TV
yes.
show. So it's a credit 22. Yeah, that's great. They come in to watch this guy who's been on whatever show. And some guys are funny, but what about the guys that aren't and the guys like me that are funnier than them? Well,
right.
We can't get on. So we got to create your own way. You have to create your own credits until you can get those TV credits, which I'm working on both. You got to work on everything at once, really, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So with me, I'm promoting, this radio show, the web series, and anything else I can get my hands on and trying to get any roles or any other stuff that's going to make my bio palatable to these clubs.
Right.
But you've got some
yes.
new promotion things that you're doing with My Positive Perspective.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that being on TV kind of almost gives you like accreditation.
Oh yeah.
And things like that. My press release company, I've been with them, for 3.5 years. And it's been all online redistributions of my press releases, and that doesn't get you on TV, and you need to get on TV to be noticed. It's just the fact.
It's just the fact.
You're
right.
So I'm going to be going with a new company that is targeting the CNN audience, and CNN, of course, the news source, reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But they're always looking for new content ideas, just like most networks out there. And hopefully, with CNN being located in Atlanta and My Positive Perspective being located in Charleston, that gives, that's close enough for my guests to be on CNN and for me, and to have that, television experience. And, interviews on TV shows, can be financially worth it. In fact, one of the goals of My Positive Perspective, I think the ultimate goal would to be kind of like an Oprah Winfrey, where people coming on my show, want to sell their books or do their gigs or whatever, and they just they go from being barely heard of to being a big deal and a best-selling author or a top performer landing top gigs. things like that. And I think with this new distribution company, that's a wave of the future from my positive perspective.
Right. And you got it's a great name for a show, and it's a great concept. And just like anything else, exposure is the key, and TV is the main exposure you can get now. Although there's so many freaking channels, you know, it's just you still need to get TV. And back in the day, it was if you could get one Carson appearance. We're talking Johnny Carson for you younger people. That Tonight Show. One of those, and boom, you know, like 2 or 3, you're gold.
Right.
One, you're starting. You know, now, you know, you have to have HBO, Comedy Zone. You know, you got to have like 7, you know, to get into to headline a major club. You know,
definitely.
And it's saturated, but still, you got to have TV. Now, with something like My Positive Perspective, I think it's you're out alone. So you've got your own brand that you created.
Yeah, and of course I had the story about a car accident,
right?
Things like that. But you know, I think you know, just like any company, you need to make it about other people, and I know, of course, you do that when you have guests on who've been in movies, like your friend on the Dumb and Dumber movie. You know, and they're trying to promote their show, their gig, whatever, and then by doing that, they're promoting the BTS show or My Positive Perspective just by promoting within. Almost.
Exactly. Hey, guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be on My Positive Perspective next Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
So it's one hand watches the other, you know.
And that's so interesting, you know, because we were on Kinetic Hi-Fi, you know, back to back. You had your show from 4 to 6, and mine was 6 to 8. And then, of course, you know, during that time we talked on the radio, and we kind of developed a way of working together that has a sense of professional,ism
and symbiotic.
Yes,
we used to call that the golden 4 hours, folks.
Yeah,
we never called it that.
No, we didn't. We didn't. But of course, we had Ben Toy after me, and that made 6 solid hours of programming for Kinetic Hi-Fi.
And then Dave Ugley came in at 10. So actually, we took people from 4 to 12.
Yeah. Certainly fun times, things that we learned on. But I think you can never be satisfied where you're at as an entertainer and as a performer. You always have to constantly keep reinventing yourself. You have to keep trying, putting yourself out there, and really in the end, you just gotta hope kind of to get lucky. I mean,
luck is preparation meets experience. You know,
and of course, I did an episode with musician Ben Fagan, and we talked about this kind of certain bit of luck you have to have as an entertainer to hit it big.
You got to be seen by the right people at the right time, which is what you got to do.
Exactly.
My Positive Perspective has got to be seen by the right people, and this new press release distribution company is your hope to get seen by the right people.
For that to happen, But when you hope to get lucky or get big with your career, you can't just hope it happens. You have to create your own luck. Is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this new press release company that I'm with will help me or give me a better chance for that to happen.
Cool.
All right, well, cool. And you're still doing your show on Kinetic Hi-Fi.
Kinetic Hi-Fi every Wednesday, 4 to 6.
Wednesday, 4 to 6. Do you still have a Drew come on and help you on your show, or?
Yeah, Drew Howard is my producer, and he's a comedian and a lot of improv.
He's great for improv comedy.
Oh, yeah.
We saw him on improv last fall.
The Improbables.
Sure, the Improbables. Yeah. Maybe you can talk about the Improbables real quick. Are you friends with a lot of people?
I know. Yeah, I know Moe, Marie Conway for there. Drew Howard's my producer, and Brian Carter. I've actually been interviewed by Brian. These guys are fun. It's a fun show, and I've always loved improv. I've been in an improv group in the past. I've done it on stage many times with other comedians, and I'm going back into it. It's gonna be part of 2 stage shows that I'm doing coming up in August, as a matter of fact, with 2 other people, a comedian, a magician, and a author, speaker, and actress, Franny Sheridan, and Dennis Aloy, a magician. Oh, excuse me, the Amazing Dennis. That's his name now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, he changed his name. But yeah, I think improv is a great tool for everybody, even you.
Yeah. I mean, you know, new circumstances, different things, kind of just, you know, your versatility expands when you do different things, and that holds true with everybody. It doesn't matter who. Just
I think some of those games would be good for people with brain injuries. As a matter of fact, some of the games, because they get, you know, the imagination stirring up and everything. So
I think so,
and they're fun. So you get both. You get the mental exercise, and you get the joy, you know, out of doing it.
Sure. Well, thanks for being a guest, Brian. Definitely appreciate it. Thank y'all for tuning in to My Positive Perspective. We'll see you next week.
On a sunny day, I feel my thoughts drift away. Only good vibes and good times living in my brain. On a sunny day, catch me lamping in the shade, feeling so fine and so high. Oh, my sunny day, still I hope all my efforts will one day pan out. The love within you'll never be without. So I roll, feeling strong and so invincible.